Okay guys, so to continue with this story, I said I was going to read you the Facebook messages, and I went and got my flash drive out, found them, and pulled them up. And if you're wondering why I kept these, I actually kept these just because in case anything were to happen, I would have actual proof of our conversations. Very smart thing to do. So I print screen all this stuff, and I'm not going to, I think I'll show you some of it, but I'm not going to show you it all because it actually reveals like my Facebook details and some things like that I don't want out there. So I'm just going to read it. And these messages started coming from a guy named Scratch Coleman, and I was like, I don't know who you are, but I don't know you. And the first one was sent actually on January 2nd. Okay, this was a lot, I don't know the year, senior year, I don't know. This is actually sooner than I thought it was, okay. So, January 2nd, it was sent from a mobile. Are you from Kingston, Tennessee? Told him no, not actually from there. And then, a couple days later, he asked, okay, have you ever lived there? And I told him, yeah. And I asked him, do I even know you? He told me, no, but you know my bro. I asked him, who's your brother? First and last name, please. And then he replied, I can't tell you that right now because you was in love with him and your mom messed everything up. He said that he was the only reason, that was the only reason, sorry, I don't have my glasses on. He stopped talking to you. He said that he is sorry for ever hurting you. Yeah, okay. Alright, second one, sorry. I have these in different files, so I have to keep bringing them up, and then I have to zoom in because I cannot see and I have lost my glasses. And as soon as he said that, I knew automatically who it had to do with. So I asked, does this have something to do with Jimmy? He told me, no, but he is one of my bros. He is in a gang with me, so we are bros. I know him, ain't met him yet. What's up with him? He a good man. Do you want me to tell him anything? And then I knew right then and there who I was dealing with. I had a feeling about it. I told him, who are you? What do you want? And I want a straight answer this time. Told me I am one of his bro. Jimmy got locked up in prison. He wanted me to find you and tell you that he is so sorry for hurting you. He didn't want to make things worse. So, let me bring up the next one. I'm sorry, I keep having to go back and forth, but you guys, this is a lot. And there's like 8 of these. I'm probably not going to read these all. I'm going to start summing them, but just so you can get the idea of... Oh, goodness. Okay. I told him, I know he's in prison. It was on the news a few years ago. Make what worse? Why did he have you track me down after all these years? Here is something that I forgot to share. Jimmy always promised that he would find me, that he would track me down. So, there you go. There's that. Keep that in mind. He thought the timing would be good, let everything cool down from what happened between you two and him getting the shitty end of the stick. He's been trying to find you. You are a hard one to find. He wants to know, are you still at your mom's house? I guess I will say this. I'm a hard one to find. I did not have a Facebook until I was 17 years old out of my own choice. And even when I got myself a Facebook, I made everything private. Everything. And I did not friend or talk to anyone that I did not know in real life and was not sure it was them because I was so paranoid. So, the next bit of the conversation, I told him that I was just a private person. How are you in contact with him? And I still don't understand the purpose of this. That's the third. This is the fourth. And so he winds up telling me that there's more to say. I've forgotten, I haven't looked at these in so long. I avoided telling him where I lived because I was scared. I was scared for my life. I was scared for my mom, our safety. And after the whole him killing his mom came out, honestly, I was freaked out to have even ever known him. So I was, at this point in messaging him, I was getting really irritated about it, and I told him, well, it's probably just best to say whatever it is. I'd appreciate it if you stop being so cryptic and just tell me what he or you wants. In all honesty, I'm scared to answer that. How do I know you won't hurt me? And I'll be honest, when some guy that says he's in a gang with your ex-boyfriend who's in prison messages you and is wanting to know where you live, you might be a little bit cautious to answer that question too. He tells me I ain't got no reason to hurt you. He just wants to say sorry. If you want to write him directly, I can give you his address and you can talk to him. And basically I told him, because I really wanted to handle this in a delicate manner. I didn't want to go run and tell my mom because I was afraid she would freak. My sister's boyfriend was a guard is a guard at this prison at that time, so I was already had it in my mind, I'm gonna go talk to him, see what's going on. And basically I just kind of tried to pacify him as much as I could in my answers, but without giving out a lot of detail. And eventually this went on, me talking to this guy for quite a while. And I mean, I think from the beginning I always knew that it wasn't somebody who just knew him. It was him. Personally, it was him talking to me. And I'm trying to find that really quick before I say it. Oh, here's a really good one though for you guys. It's not what I was looking for to find out when the date. He just wants you to know he is sorry and he still cares for you. Girls, how many times have you ever heard that line? Like, seriously. And how many times have you actually ever believed it? Because I don't know about you, but back then, like, if this would have still been 12-year-old me he was messaging, I would have ate that up. I would have, you know, without a doubt. But considering it wasn't 12-year-old me, and it was actually me who knew a little bit of something about life by then, and had had a lot of time and a lot of therapy to get through it all, you know, that changed those things. That changed a lot of those things. It definitely helped me. It helped me become a wiser person. And it helped me see through just the utter crap that he had fed me and that he had used to manipulate me, to control me, to make me a puppet, really. Oh my goodness, you know, how many times can I say I was so naive, you guys? I was just extremely naive, and it was not... It's just not what I wanted, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I veered off, and I'm trying to find this for you guys, and I'm having a hard time finding it, and I'm just not sure where it is. But basically, eventually, he admitted to me. I'm just going to stop reading this off and just say, bleh. Because there's too much of it, and it'll take me too long. Basically, he finally admitted to me who he was. I knew it was Jimmy. I'd known all along. And I talked to him more and more. And maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. But I wanted answers. I wanted answers to my questions. I wanted to know how he was contacting me from prison. He told me that he had someone sneak him in a phone. And I was like, well, don't they check for those? And he was told, you know, he basically kind of introduced me into the world of a convict in ways. Like how they got around the rules, how they got around the guards, how they got around security, how they did this, how they did that. He told me, you know, that he did tattoos in prison to make money. He told me how he took apart electric razors and ink pens and used those to make tattoos. So in ways, talking to him from behind bars was an education, but it was also a very scary thing, considering he always wanted to bring up us. He always wanted to tell me that he still loved me and this and that, and by then I was not that 12-year-old girl. I did not have feelings for him. I was beyond it. I had moved on with my life, or almost completely moved on with my life, and I was just not hip to his crap anymore. I wasn't stupid. Well, I was never stupid. I was just naive. I would never call myself stupid. I was just naive. I wasn't that person anymore. I wasn't that little girl that he could manipulate and control. And eventually, I did get concerned about the fact that he was talking to me and pressuring me to write him letters, and was telling me that he would wait for me and all this other stuff, or wanting me to wait for him, to get out of prison, and how he would come find me and we would get married and start this little family and be happy together and all this other crap. And I don't know how stupid you have to be, but when you're on Facebook, if you're putting stuff on people's wall and you're friends with them, you can see that. Unless you change, you can see it. So he was not only talking to me, but once again, he was talking to other girls and doing the same thing to other girls. So I called him out on it. I called him out on it like I should have when I was a kid. Called him out on his crap. And he just made up some BS story, whatever. You know how guys are sometimes. Even girls are like that. But he just made up some BS story. And this time I wasn't buying it. And I'd had enough. So I went to one of my teachers at school. It was actually my criminal justice teacher. I took the messages, put them on that flash drive, what I have it on right now, showing you guys. This is it right here. It's where these lovely little messages are. Showed it to my teacher and asked his advice. He told me don't give out an address, don't write him letters, don't phone call him, just stop contact. And if he persists, do something about it. Because honestly, I'm pretty sure it's possibly, I don't know if it's still in place, I don't know how long they're good for. There possibly was still an order of protection against him at that point. I don't know. So, not only did I go to my teacher, but I went to my sister's boyfriend, and I told him all about it. And, so I don't know what he did with the information. I don't know if he went to the warden, if they doubled their security, if they started doing more checks. I don't know what they did. I never asked because I never wanted to know. And finally, I stopped replying to him. I stopped playing into his game. I stopped feeding that monster. Because, like I said, I wasn't 12-year-old Kimberly anymore. I was 18 years old. I was almost a high school graduate. I was graduating with high honors, the top of my class. I had scholarships. I was going to college. I was going to be somebody. And he wasn't. He wasn't going to be anyone successful, anyone who remotely deserved a chance to know me, let alone even be in my life. So, at 18 years old, I did what I should have done 6 years ago. I kicked him to the curb. I quit replying. I blocked him. I lost all contact. And to this day, I've been extremely careful to never come in contact with him. And I don't ever want to see him. I don't ever want to be that person again. And I don't have to be, and I never will be. As of right now, I believe he served about 5 years of his sentence, maybe 6 by now, I don't know. He'd been in like 3 or 4 years when we started, 4, 3, something like that years, so he's probably served about 5, 6 years of the sentence now. And all I can say is, when he gets out, he better not come looking for me. Because I'm definitely not playing that game. I don't want him around me. I don't want him around my daughter, around my family. Yes, I know people can change, but in my experience, most people don't change. And 6 years after everything that he'd done to me, all the damage, he hadn't changed a bit. And he was hoping that I was still going to be that same sweet little girl that he could just crawl back to and use some more. So, now you guys know the Jimmy story. Here I am now, about a year and a half later after graduation, after high school, after talking to him, almost 2 years now since I've spoke to him. Not a letter, not a phone call, not a message on Facebook, nothing. It's been silent. And that's the way I like it, and that's the way I want to keep it. So I guess in telling you guys this story, maybe it helps you understand me, I don't know. Maybe this was something that I had to do. Maybe this just adds to my testimony and my witness even more, and who I am today and who I will become in the future still. I made choices when I was young, choices that got me in trouble, choices that put me in positions where bad things happened to me like that. And to this day, I would never go around and say that I was raped. I know I was taken advantage of, and I was used and abused. But I also know that it was partly my decisions that led me to that place, and that those decisions are something I've had to come to terms with. So I guess this adds to what I hope, especially younger viewers, younger subscribers, get out of this. What I hope they get is, you're a child. Don't be in a hurry to grow up. Don't be in a hurry to give things up that you're not ready to give up. Hold on to yourself. Preserve your innocence. Being innocent is not a bad thing. Not at all. And now, most of all, don't let anyone try to manipulate you or change you or pressure you or make you their puppet. Don't let someone make you live in fear. Don't let them bully you into submission. Don't let them be a monster to you. Don't make them your own personal demon. Don't let them have that power. Because he had power over me for years, for a long time. It took me so many years to get over that, to move on, to heal, and I'm not even completely healed now. I'm not whole still. And what was taken from me can never be retrieved or any of that. It can never come back. So, the moral, I guess, to all this, like I said, is don't let yourself fall victim. Always try to make choices that don't land you anywhere that you don't want to be. And now you guys know. I was 12 years old. My boyfriend was 18. But he wasn't really my friend. He was just a boy who used me. Used me and tossed me away. You guys know that story now. So I'm gonna go and cuddle up with Sam and watch a movie and eat cinnamon sticks with frosting and live my life now, because that's my past.